Hello students, and welcome back to the series of Q. Okay, as in previous lecture we have discussed the basic definition of Q. Again we have also discussed the what is meant by front and what is meant by rear. Also we have seen how to insert an element in Q and how to remove an element from Q. Okay, and what we have to do the changes in case of front and rear when we are going to insert or remove an element from Q. Now let's continue with the same. As we have seen that when we are going to insert any element in Q, we increase the value of rear by 1, and whenever we are going to remove any element from Q, we are simply increasing the value of front by 1. So let's consider one simple example. So here I have shown this is an array representation of Q. So simple, I have shown one linear array by the name Q. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. I am going to give the indexing from 1 to 4. So here as we have seen front and we have rear. So no element is present. So because of that we'll set this front and rear to the null, and as we are going to insert element in this Q, accordingly we have to make the changes in front and rear. So suppose if I add A, so initially element were not there, but now I have added one element A. So insertion takes place from rear end, so we have to increase the rear by 1. So now rear will point to the 1, and only one element is there, so front and rear both are the same. So here front will also point to the first index, rear will also point to the first index, and front will also point to the first index. As I am going to insert more elements B, C, D, accordingly the value of rear will changes, as from rear end we'll insert the elements. So at the end of this our rear becomes 4. Now suppose I want to remove one element from this Q. Suppose if I remove A, so what we have to do, we have to increase the value of front by 1, so front becomes 2, front will point to this. As I have removed this, only 3 elements are present. Front will point to the B and rear will point to this D location. Then again if I remove this, my front will point to this third location. So in this case my front will point to the location 3 and rear will point to the location 4. Now I will redraw this same. One, 2, 3 and 4. So my C will be over here, D will over here. My front pointer will point to the front element, that is C, that is present at third location, and rear will point to the fourth location. As we have seen, okay, two elements are present in this Q, okay, and 2 empty space is also there. Okay, so empty space is there in this Q. So as we have space in Q, we can insert element in this Q. But as I said, if we want to insert an element in Q, what we have to do, we have to increase the value of rear by 1. So now in this case, if I want to insert, as I said, space is there in this Q, and insertion takes place from rear end. So what we have to do, we have to increase the value of rear by 1. So in this case, if you want to insert an element in this Q, we have to increase the value of rear. So rear in this case become 5. But what is size of our array? It is 4. So fifth location is not there, but it is not possible to insert an element in this Q. So but space is there. So what we have to do, simply we have to shift the elements to the previous location. Okay, or we have to shuffle the elements in this queue. So after shuffling, what will happen? So this is Q. Okay, I will draw the same in fast. So C will come over here, D will come over here, and as per shifting, we have to change the values of front and rear. So in this case, initially front was 3 and rear was 4. So now after shifting, our front becomes 1 and our rear becomes 2. Okay, now by simply increasing the value of rear by 1, rear is equal to rear plus 1, 3, we can add another element in this queue. Okay, so this is possible, only few elements are present in queue. But if n number of elements are present in queue, then this shifting is not possible. Okay, it is possible, but it is not feasible, or we can also say that this shifting is very expensive. Okay, so as I said, only few elements are there, then it is very easily we can shift the elements. But if more number of elements are there, then the shifting is expensive. Then how to overcome this, or what is the solution for this? Okay, so for this we consider, or to overcome this, what we consider this queue as a circular queue. What this circular queue means? But simply, in this case, or in case of circular queue, the element or queue of 1, we can say this is Q. We can say in case of circular queue, Q of 1, that it means this location, or this element, Q of 1 means this C element. Okay, this Q of 1 comes after Q of n. So just consider this. This is first, second, third, and so on. This is n. N means the last element of this queue. What it means? Q of 1, it means this element comes after Q of n, after this element. So this element comes after this. It means that after this we are having this first location. Because this is circular. 1, 2, 3 up to n, and after n we are having this 1. So this is circular queue. Okay. So circular queue means that we are here in this case, in case of circular queue, what we assume is that Q of 1, that is element present at the first location, comes after Q of n. So this is a simple circular queue. Okay. So I hope you understand this basic concept of circular queue. Now suppose if we want to insert an element in this queue. Okay, so we are having this circular queue. Now suppose what rear indicates? Rear indicates the location of last element. So suppose in case of circular queue, now we are considering this in case of circular queue. Now suppose in case of circular queue, our rear is n. Rear is n. What it means? Last element is present at nth location. N is the last location. Right. So here our element is present at nth location, and now I want to insert one more element. So I will simply draw one queue, so you will easily understand the concept. Okay. So 1, 2. And so in this case, this is a queue. Okay, first spaces are empty. So in this case, my front will point to this location and my rear will point to this n location. As we have considered this as a circular queue, so this is a circular queue. This is our circular queue. Now as we have space to insert an element in this queue, but now in this case, as I said, maximum we can insert n elements. So if I want to insert one more element in this, what I have to do, I have to simply increase the value of increase the value of rear by 1. So initially it was rear is equals to n. Now as I have increased the value of rear by 1, now my rear becomes n plus 1, but n plus 1 location is not there. So in case of circular queue, what we are considering, instead of increasing the value of rear to n plus 1, what we are simply resetting, rear to the first location. That is, after this we are simply not going beyond this n plus 1. Instead of that, what we are considering, we are simply setting the rear to the first location, and then we are going to add this element. Okay, so this is about the simple circular queue. Okay, I hope you understand this simple concept of circular queue. Let's discuss this same with the help of example. So you'll understand how this circular queue operates. Now initially, just consider this is my queue. Initially, okay, this queue is empty. This is a circular queue. Okay, assume that this queue is circular queue. So now in this case, no single element is present in this queue. So my front is equals to null and rear both are equals to null. So when front and rear both are equals to null, it indicates our queue is empty. Right. Now suppose I will add 4 elements in this queue. 2, 3, 4. So I will add A, then B, then C and D. So my front will point to this first location. Okay, so front hold the location of first element. So first element is present at first location. So front will hold 1 and rear hold the location of last element. So D is the last element and location of D is 4. So rear will hold 4. So I hope till this all things are clear. Now suppose I want to delete A. So after removing the A, by default you have to remove A because Q is first in, first out. So first I have added A, so by default I have to remove A. After A, B. Then after B we have to remove C, and at the end we have to remove the D. So now in this case, first I will remove the A. So B, C and D are present. So as I have removed A, so now my front will point to the second location instead of first. Okay, and D rear will point to the same fourth location. So as I said, deletion takes place from front end. So once we remove one element, we have to increase the value of front by 1. So front will point to the next location. Right. Now again, suppose I will remove these 2 elements D and E. So consider this as just remember this is our circular queue. 2, 3, 4. As I have removed B and C, initially I already removed A, now I will remove B and C. So after removing B and C, only one element is present at the end. So my front will point to the fourth location and rear will also point to the fourth location. Remember, when front is equals to rear is equals to null. When front is equals to rear is equals to null, that time only our queue is empty. Okay. So now this is the case. Okay, just consider over here. So in this case, front is equals to 4, rear is equals to 4. That is, it means that only one element is present. So when front is equals to rear is equals to null, Q is empty, and when front is equals to rear, it means that only one element is present in Q. Okay. So I hope you understand till this. Now suppose I want to insert one element in this circular queue. As I said, in case of circular queue, when rear points to the last location, so instead of increasing the last location by 1, what we are doing, we are simply resetting the rear to the 1. So here, suppose I want to insert one element E. So D is already present. So now where I am going to insert that element? So there is no space available after this fourth location. So as this is circular queue, where I am going to add? I am going to add E over here. So I will add E over here. So circular queue. After this, again come to the first location. So after adding E, what will happen? My front, this is a front element, will point to the D, and where rear, now rear will point, as I said over here, we have resetted rear to first location. So rear will point to the first location. Okay, I hope you understand this. Now suppose again I want to insert one element. For sure, insertion takes place from rear end. So first, second, third and fourth. D, this is the front, will point to the first location, and this is rear. Now as we have to add one more element in this queue, what we have to do? We have to simply increase the value of rear by 1. So after this, I have to insert one more element. So I will insert over here. So my now rear will point to this second location. So my front is over here and rear over here. Okay. So after D, E is there, and after E, F is there, and so on. Then after that, my rear will point over. Whenever I am going to insert any element, I will insert over here, and my rear will point this to this location. Okay, so this is in case of insertion. Now suppose in case of Q, I want to remove one element. So by default, we have to remove the element which is present at the front. So now at the front, we have D. So we have to remove that D. So if I remove this D, as we have seen over here, when we remove one element, we will increase the value of front by 1. So same, after removing this D, what we have to do? We have to increase the value of front by 1. But initially front is 4. After removing D, we have to increase the value of front by 1, that is front become 5. But it is not there, because fifth location is not there. So as this is circular queue, what we have to do? Simply we have to reset this front to the first location. So as I removed this D, E and F are already present over here. So as I removed this front, so instead of setting this front to the fifth location, I will reset this front to the first location. Now my front will point to the first location and rear will point to the second location, and so on. Now if I remove this E, my front will point to this second location, and if I remove again F, what will happen? My front, so after removing E and F, my Q becomes empty. So we have to set front is equals to null and rear is also equals to null. Okay, so this is about circular queue. Okay, I hope you understand this concept of circular queue. So what we have studied in this case, so initially, or in this session, so initially what we have discussed about the simple queue. So in case of simple queue, when element is present at the last location and previous locations are empty, then we have to simply shift this element to the previous locations. So if few elements are present, in that case it is very easy, but if n number of elements are there and we have to do the shifting process, then it is very expensive. So to avoid this, what we have considered this queue as a circular queue. So in case of circular queue, after the last location, we have to move towards the first location. Right? We can, again, in different books we will get the different type of picture. Some books you will get such type of picture, or in some book you will get such a picture of queue. So this is a first location, then this is a second, okay, I will draw first, third, fourth, fifth and sixth. Okay, so in some books you will get such a picture for circular queue. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and after 6 again 1 is there. So this is a circular queue. Okay, same over here. 1, okay, I have shown here 1, 2, 3, 4. After 4 again 1 is there. So in some you will get such a picture, and in some books you will get such picture of circular queue. So from this, again, I hope this idea of circular queue is clear. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and after 6 again 1. Okay, so this is about, so to overcome this, what we have adopted, we have considered our simple queue as a circular queue. Right? So again, in case of circular queue, we have to, if we want to insert an element in circular queue, what we simply do, we simply set, or we can simply reset rear to the first location. Okay, and again we have seen one simple example of circular queue, how the circular queue works. Okay, I hope you understand this basic concept of circular queue. Okay, in the next lecture we'll discuss the remaining part of the queue. Okay, thank you.